We just got a care package from Google, and there's more in this box than just batteries. I'm Michael Fisher with Pocketnow, and this is a double unboxing. Join us for a first look at the new Nexus smartphones, Google's blueprints for a perfect Android. Folks, this is just a quick unboxing to give you a feel for what it's like to buy these devices and unpack them. By the time this video goes to press, we'll have spent a full weekend with the new Nexus, and our first impressions will be up as well. Be sure to look for that in video and text form both here on YouTube and at Pocketnow.com. This is the first time ever that Google's launching two Nexus smartphones side by side, so let's start with the smaller and more familiar of the two. The Nexus 5X, built by LG, is essentially a direct sequel to its very popular Nexus 5 of 2013. In keeping with the spirit of its minimalistic predecessor, this one comes in a no-frills white box, and the first thing you notice when you get inside is the very basic instruction sheet. I love this. This just oozes Google. There's almost no written language on it at all, yet it tells you exactly what you need to know to get started. Underneath, there are very few surprises here. The Nexus 5X is the less expensive of the two devices, and that's borne out by the lack of any accessories beyond the basics. Besides the phone, which we'll get to in a second, and the usual SIM tool and warranty information, you've got a wall wart and USB cable. The charge current here is higher than almost any other charger at 3 amps, and the cable is both thicker and reversible due to its new Type-C connector. Take note that there's no adapter here, which you'll need to connect this phone to anything using standard, older USB ports. To get such an adapter, you need to spend a little more moolah. $120 more, to be precise. The Nexus 6P comes to us from Huawei. It's the first time the Chinese manufacturer has built a device for the Nexus program, and it replaces Motorola's gargantuan Nexus 6 from last year. Oddly, even though you're spending more money here, the packaging feels cheaper than the 5X's. Instead of a high-end cardboard wrap, the 6P has laminated paper, and under that, the capsule-like box feels much less substantial. Open it up and get ready for the déjà vu. There's a Spartan instruction sheet, a smartphone wrapped in a protective jacket, the same SIM tool and warranty materials, a similar 3-amp reversible USB Type-C charger and connector, and here's the difference. This time around, you do indeed get an adapter for plugging the phone into older USB ports. We should mention that Google's also offering some free Google Play Music, 90 days of it, and it also sent along some protective cases and a Project Fi SIM card, which we're excited to test. But for now, let's get to the phones. My first impression when taking the 5X from its jacket? Hello, Lumia. I have no evidence that LG took inspiration from Nokia's old Windows Phone line when designing this thing, but it sure reminds me of a lighter, less metallic version of the old Lumia 925. Like the Nokias of old, this injection-molded polycarbonate feels tough and high quality, almost soft to the touch. The Nexus 5X is a little humdrum from the front, but actually quite sleek on the back, the two sides coming together in a crisp seam that reminds me of 2/3 of an Oreo. At 136 grams, it's super lightweight, but it feels somehow lighter. And once we've lazied our way through the initial setup process for Android Marshmallow on its 5.2-inch LCD, we can confirm that the fingerprint scanner beneath its 12-megapixel camera is lightning quick, providing a nice anchor point for a finger as well. It's like a Moto X dimple that actually does something. After using it for 20 minutes, the Nexus 5X feels like it's priced exactly right. It doesn't have the premium ID of a flagship, but neither does it feel at all chintzy. The Nexus 6P is a completely different bag. The extra $120 gets you a lot more than a USB adapter. Where the 5X is universally rounded and friendly, this phone is sharp, metallic, cold to the touch. Topped off with a curious visor of a top hat, it's anodized aluminum almost sparkly in the light. At 178 grams, it's significantly more massive, and the graphite color of our review unit makes it look conventional from some angles and almost menacing from others. Despite the strange window surrounding the 12-megapixel camera, it's not as odd-looking as its initial renders suggested, and its 5.7-inch Quad HD AMOLED display is absolutely gorgeous. The fingerprint sensor here is the same as on the 5X and just as fast, but the hardware it unlocks access to is significantly more powerful. Taken together, this is quite an interesting pair. Two smartphones from two different companies, unified by a common design intent and built for the same purpose, to showcase the very best of Android. Whether they achieve that goal, and whether they're phones you should consider investing in, we'll do our best to answer in Pocketnow's full review. Once again, folks, be sure to check out our first impressions from a full weekend with these devices available here on YouTube and in written form at Pocketnow.com. Also, leave a comment below letting us know what you want to see from our full review, and subscribe here on YouTube if you haven't already. Until next time, this has been Michael Fisher, Captain Two Phones on Twitter. Thanks for watching. We'll see you real soon.